In 1950, a mathematician sat alone in his office at MIT. His name was Norbert Wiener. He had spent the last decade helping build the most sophisticated targeting systems the US military had ever seen. Those were machines that could predict where an enemy aircraft would be before it got there. He was one of the most brilliant men alive at that time. Yet he was terrified. It wasn't because of the raging war during that time, nor was it because of the destructive abilities of nuclear weapons, but because of something totally unexpected, something he had actually helped to create. He wrote a book that year called The Human Use of Human Beings. A lot of you probably haven't even heard of it before. In it, he said something nobody wanted to hear at the time. He said, "The moment we build machines that can solve problems faster than we can understand them, we will become dependent on those machines." And dependence is just a polite word for a trap. That book was written over 75 years ago, before the dawn of internet and smartphones. Actually, before anything we would recognize as artificial intelligence today. He was describing right now. Every civilization in history built tools to solve its biggest problem. The wheel solved distance, writing solved memory, currency solved trade, the printing press solved the slow spread of knowledge. Each tool worked exactly as intended. Each one delivered the benefit it promised. And then, each one created a new problem that the previous generation could never have imagined. The printing press that spread knowledge also spread propaganda faster than any king could contain. Currency that enabled trade also enabled debt that could collapse entire nations. Writing that preserved memory also created bureaucracy so dense it eventually strangled the civilizations it was meant to serve. You already know where this pattern leads. You watched it collapse Rome 2 episodes ago. But here is what makes this tool different from every single one that came before it. Every previous tool did exactly what you told it to do. Nothing more. The wheel does not decide where to roll. The printing press does not choose what to print. Currency does not pick who gets rich. They are extensions of human decision-making. The human remains the final variable. Until now, AI does not wait for instructions the way a wheel waits for a push. It looks at a problem, it builds a solution. And then, this is the part nobody talks about, it builds a solution to the solution, and another, faster than any human can follow. According to a 2025 research paper from Apple called The Illusion of Thinking, the most advanced AI reasoning models, the ones built specifically to think through complex problems step by step, undergo what they call complete accuracy collapse when the problems get too complicated. It wasn't a gradual decline, complete collapse. The machine hits a wall it cannot see coming and fails entirely. Even when the researchers gave the AI the correct solution by showing it exactly how to solve the problem, the performance still did not improve. The machine could not use the answer even when handed the answer. Now think about what that means in the context of everything you've already watched on this channel. Rome's solution to the treasury problem was debasement. It worked, until it didn't. The complexity had grown too large to reverse. The Roman administrative machine could not use the obvious answer even when the answer was obvious to everyone watching from outside. Sound familiar? Wiener saw this coming in 1950. Not because he was a prophet, but because he understood one thing that a lot of people building AI today still refuse to accept. Tools do not stay tools. At a certain level of complexity, a tool stops being something you use and starts being something you depend on. And the moment you depend on it, you lose the ability to function without it. Think about something simple: navigation. Before GPS, humans memorized routes, studied maps, built spatial awareness through practice and repetition. Today, many of us in cities cannot navigate 3 streets from our home without our smartphones to lead us. The tool did not replace the skill. It replaced the need to have the skill. And just like that, the skill quietly dies. This is not a technology problem, it is a pattern. Every civilization outsourced something it used to do itself. Rome outsourced its military to mercenaries. When the treasury collapsed, the mercenaries went home, and Rome discovered it had forgotten how to fight its own wars. The skill had quietly died. Babylon outsourced its grain management to a bureaucratic system so dense that when shocks hit, the knowledge to adapt without the system had faded. The skill had also quietly died. However, unlike them, we are outsourcing thinking, not data storage, not calculation, not repetitive tasks. Thinking, the one thing that every previous civilization kept, even when they outsourced everything else. Wiener warned that we would modify our environment so completely that we would have to modify ourselves to survive in it. He called it increased mastery over nature becoming increased slavery to nature. The more you extract from the world, the more the world actually owns you back. We extracted problem solving from the human mind. We built a machine to hold it. and the machine is growing faster than our ability to understand what it is becoming. Here is what I want you to sit with. It is not the fear. Forget the fear. Everyone sells fear. The pattern. The wheel did not collapse civilization. Writing did not collapse civilization. Currency, the printing press, the industrial machine, none of them collapsed civilization. But every single one of them permanently changed what human beings were capable of doing without them. Every one of them took something from inside the human and moved it outside, into the tool, the system, and the machine. And each time, the humans who depended on that tool became something slightly less capable of surviving without it. AI is not the first tool that learned to solve problems. It is the first tool that learned to solve the problem of solving problems. And if the pattern holds, if the pattern that swallowed Rome and Babylon and every empire before them holds, then the question is not whether AI will become something we cannot function without. It already is. The question is what quietly dies inside us while we watch it work. Wiener ended his book with one line. He said, "We shall never receive the right answers to our questions unless we ask the right questions." He wrote that in 1950. And still, 74 years later, we are still asking the wrong ones. Did you know that there is something that knows you more than yourself? That is your phone.